Hello friends, let's talk about the writing skills. This presentation is relevant to the students of management, maybe BBA, MBA, business management, and for the young professionals as well. This is the part of written communication from business communication. Getting your written message across clearly, the main aim of writing skills. A colleague has just sent you an email relating to a meeting you are having in 1 hour's time. The email is supposed to contain key information that you need to be present as part of business case or an important project. But there is a problem. The email is so badly written that you can't find the data you need. There are misspellings, incomplete sentences, paragraphs are so long and confusing that it takes 3 times longer than it should find the information you want. As a result, you are underprepared for the meeting and it doesn't go well. Have you ever faced a situation similar to this? Today, information overload world, it's vital to communicate clearly, concisely and effectively. People don't have time to read book-length emails and they don't have the patience to score badly constructed emails for buried points. The better your writing skills are, the better the impression you will make on the people around you, including your boss, colleagues, clients. You never know how far these good impressions will take you. In this article and video below, you'll look at how you can improve your writing skills and avoid common mistakes. Talking about the audience and format. The first step to write clearly is choosing the appropriate format. Do you need to send an informal email, write a detailed report, create advertising copy, or write a formal letter? The format as well as your audience will define your writing voice, that is, how formal or relaxed the tone should be. For instance, if you write an email to a prospective client, should it have the same tone as an email to a friend? Definitely not. Start by identifying who will read your message. Is it targeted at senior managers, the entire human resource team, or a small group of engineers? With everything you write, your readers or recipients should define your tone as well as aspects of your content. Now comes the part of composition and style. Start with your audience. Remember, your readers may know nothing about what you are telling them. What do they know first? Create an outline. This is especially helpful if you are writing a longer document such as a report, presentation or speech. Outlines help you identify which steps to take in which order and they help you break the task up into manageable pieces of information. Use AIDA. If you are writing something that must inspire action in the reader, follow the attention, interest, desired action formula. We do have presentation regarding the same, you can consult it. Try some empathy. For instance, if you're writing a sales letter for prospective clients, why should they care about your product or sales pitch? What's the benefit for them? Remember your audience's needs at all times. Identify your main theme. If you are having trouble defining the main theme of your message, pretend that you have 15 seconds to explain your position. What do you say? This is likely to be your main theme. Use simple language. Unless you are writing a scholarly article, it's usually best to use simple, direct language. Don't use long words just to impress people. Structure of writing. Your document should be as reader-friendly as possible. Use headings, subheadings, bullet points and numbering whenever possible to break up the text. After all, what's easier to read, a page full of long paragraphs or a page that's broken up into short paragraphs with section headings and bullet points? A document that, after all, what's easier to read, a page full of long paragraphs or page that's broken up into short paragraphs? Yes, I repeated that. Because with sections and headings and bullet points, it's much easier to read a page of short paragraphs. A document that's easy to scan will get read more than a document with long, dense paragraphs of text. Headers should grab the reader's attention. Using questions is often a good idea, especially in advertising copy or reports, because questions help keep the reader engaged and curious. In emails and proposals, use short, factual headings and subheadings like the ones in this article. Adding graphs and charts is also a smart way to break up your text. These visual aids not only keep the reader's eye engaged, but they can communicate important information much more quickly than text. Talking about the grammatical errors, you probably don't need us to tell that the errors in your document will make you look professional or unprofessional. It's essential to learn grammar properly and to avoid common mistakes that your spell checker won't find. Here are some examples. Affect, effect. Affect is a verb meaning to influence. Example, the economic forecast will affect our projected income. Effect is a noun meaning the result or outcome. Example, what is the effect of the proposal? Second example, then and than. Then is typically an adverb indicating a sequence in time. Example, we went to dinner and then we saw a movie. Than is a conjunction used for comparison. Example, the dinner was more expensive than the movie. The next example is your and your. Your is a possessive. Example, is that your profile? You are is a contraction of you are. Example, you are the new manager. Also watch out for other common homophones, words that sound alike but have different spellings and meanings, such as there, to, so on. It's and its. Its is a possessive. Example, is that its motor? Its is a contraction of it is. Example, it's often that heavy. Yes, it is this way around. Companies and companies. Other possessives versus plurals. Companies indicates position. Companies is plural. So there is a lot of confusion, so you need to prepare yourself accordingly. Next point is proofing. The enemy of good proofreading is speed. Many people rush through their documents, but this is how you miss mistakes. Follow these guidelines to check that what have you written. Proof your headers and subheaders. People often skip these and focus on the text alone. Just because headers are big and bold doesn't mean they are error-free. Read the document out loud. This forces you to go more slowly, meaning that you are more likely to catch mistakes. Use your finger to follow text. Use your finger to follow text as you read. This is another trick that helps you slow down. Start at the end of your document. Proofread one sentence at a time, working your way from end to the beginning. This helps you focus on errors, not on content. Summarizing the presentation, we have the key points. More than ever, it's important to know how to communicate your point quickly and professionally. Many people spend a lot of time writing and reading, so the better you are at this form of communication, the more successful you are likely to be. Identify your audience before you start creating your document, and if you feel that there is too much information to include, create an outline to help organize your thoughts. Learning grammatical and stylistic techniques will also help you to write more clearly and be sure to proof the final document. Like most things, the more you write, the better you are going to be. I hope you are clear with your writing skills. Please visit us on www.eduplane.com for further details or write to me at eduplane@gmail.com. Thank you.